Hey, welcome to A Mind for Life. We are here back in nature, and today is December 31st, 2020. What an amazing year. Okay, we are A Mind for Life. We're offering spiritual, philosophical technology so that you can live your truth, so that you can be authentic in life, so that you can be all that you were created and designed to be. When you are doing what you have been created to do, life is different than if you're trying to force yourself to do something because this is what you think you have to do. So here at A Mind for Life, we're offering that kind of spiritual philosophical technology so that you can do that. You might have never seen anything like this before. All right. So here we feel from the heart. This is heart space understanding, quote unquote. OK, so you can't come here with your reasoning ability. Let your reasoning ability just be part of what's happening, okay? And today we're on outer forces, okay? So we're on outer forces today, the second part of outer forces. And let me recap the video we just came from. It's a little windy. Let me recap the video we just came from. So in that video, we talked about outer forces. We talked about how they come in. We talked about where they're from. They are thought forms that we pick up in the world. So we talked about that. We also talked about how they become part of our awareness. And there are other videos that you would need to watch to get the full understanding. Because with this particular teaching here, the cosmology, this is a study, guys, okay? So this is not just musings. All right. And there's nothing wrong with musings. I'm going to do some videos with just musings too. But here we're really getting into a deeper study, a cosmology of being. OK, so everything is interconnected. It builds, etc., etc. Outer forces are thought forms we pick up in living life. They come into our universe without us being aware of them. We do become aware of them at some point. Now, in this video, I'm going to go deeper into what outer forces are. But, you think about this. If outer forces just come in and we're not aware of them, beliefs, perspectives, and we act these out, how free are we really? If for example, if our parents like strawberry ice cream, and we like strawberry ice cream. We don't know why, but we just like it. Have we really been free to choose chocolate ice cream? Are we really free to choose that? If our parents understood prosperity and we understand prosperity, have we ever really had a chance to understand poverty? I know that sounds weird, right? Why would you want to understand poverty? But it just goes to show there's a question here about how free are we really? Are we really just robots? Are we really just acting out these so-called outer forces? And we're not really creating our life. We don't create our reality. I know there's a bunch of talk, oh, you create your reality. That sun is part of my reality. I did not create that. Okay, that's pretty simple, okay? It's inspirational to think that, and it can give you hope, etc. But the truth is, I did not create this tree over here. And this is a part of my reality. But we'll get into that a little bit later, as we got into it before. But right now, let's get back into outer forces. So outer forces are thought forms. And what does that mean, a thought form? Let's get into this a little bit. We experience outer forces at the level of the conditioned body. And remember, we said the conditioned body is an aggregate. It's a combination of the inspired self and the physical self. This is where awareness happens. At this particular level, we are experiencing the outer forces as a state of being. Okay, now that's it right there. What is the outer force composed of? So what is this, a thought form? What does that mean? It is a state of being, which is this. It is thought, it's emotion, and it's a physical body sensation. So it's thought, emotion, and a physical body sensation. Let me give you an example. I ordered something. I ordered something, and it's coming in the mail. It gets to me in the mail. I'm excited about it. I'm happy that it came. I feel my breathing is pretty expansive and open, and I feel, light. I feel just, I have a feeling in my body. And I'm thinking, I'm glad this is here finally. That's a state of being, okay? That's a state of being that I'm experiencing right there. So outer forces are really states of being. And I talk about this in my book, A Mind for Life. You can go to Amazon and put in A Mind for Life, Nathan Wallace, and you will find that book. You can get the book and you can go through the book and study it, and you'll see this idea about state of being. Now, we are experiencing outer forces at states of being. We are become aware of outer forces as states of being. Like I said before, we're not aware of these things we're picking up. Certain inclinations, certain likes, certain beliefs about ourselves, certain beliefs about other people, places, things. We're not totally aware all the time that we're picking up these things. But we find ourselves acting in certain ways, you see, that reflect what? What do they reflect? They reflect a perspective. So when we're acting out a state of being at the level of conditioned body, we are really acting out a perspective. So we can say this: at the basis of a state of being is a perspective. And a perspective is just how you see something, your whole thing. Remember, I said in the emotion video that we practice thoughts, it becomes our knowledge. We come into agreement with what we've practiced, it becomes our belief. Then we cast it onto experience and it becomes our perspective, right? This is what's happening. So thought forms are a combination thing. They are a state of being. And at the basis of a state of being is a point of view. When that package came, let me show you the perspective here. Let me go back to this example. When the package came, of course, I was excited. I was happy. My blood was flowing extra. My breathing was deeper and fuller, etc. And I was thinking, wow, I'm glad this is here. Now, underneath that is a perspective, though. The perspective is, this is a good thing to have. The perspective is, I can do good things with this. The perspective is, this will allow me to reach a goal or to help someone. That's a perspective that's underneath all of that, what's going on with me. Underneath the thought, I'm glad it's here. Underneath the emotion of being happy. Underneath the physical body sensation of being excited, blood flowing, breathing deep, etc., is a perspective. If this was a bad package, quote unquote, and that's a perspective, then the state of being would have been totally different. You see, I might have been fearful. I might have been breathing contracted. You see, I might have been thinking, oh man, it's here. You see, and what would be underlying that as a perspective? See, so now what we see is that we are aware of these outer forces as states of being, which the foundation of the state of being is a perspective. Okay, so understand this: you are not the perspective. You are not the outer force. You are not the state of being. You are experiencing this. And these states of being want to be you. Remember I said in the past video that outer forces are a bundle of being for you. Remember I said that? A bundle of being for you. Beingness, being. I'm being happy. I'm being afraid. What's underneath all this beingness? A perspective. I'm being these things. These outer forces come in and they want to sit in your driver's seat and be you. So you take on the beingness of that state of being. It's a state of being. You take on the beingness really of the outer force. And we're not aware of outer forces in some abstract way. We only become aware of them once they become part of the conditioned body. Once they become connected with our motivation, our drive, our inspiration, once they become connected with the physical body, we can feel it now. We can make emotional action. Okay, so we see, just to recap this, the outer forces are, now we're talking about what they are, not how they come in, or we talked about that in the previous video. Outer forces are a bundle of being for you, a bouquet, if you will. Here's a bouquet. And in this bouquet is thought, emotion, and physical body state for you. These bouquets come and go. You may experience 100 outer forces in one day as a state of being. Now, the thing to be is aware. The thing to be is aware. So, are these outer forces our rulers? Are we just at the mercy? This situation keeps happening, right? Every time this situation happens, I get afraid. I get defensive. I'm ready to fight. Why? Is it really threatening? Why is that? What am I not aware of? Because there's a part of my mind that knows this is not really a threat. But why am I ready to fight? Why am I defensive? Why am I fearful? There's a perspective underneath that, remember? Now, we didn't choose this perspective. We didn't consciously say, I'm going to act fearful in this situation. And I'm taking a situation that is more visceral. We didn't choose that. But if we were to allow our emotions, our larger emotion, to show us what this little emotion is really about. I can't believe I'm fearful. I'm disappointed, or I'm enlightened now. These outer forces become a part of our plastic mind. I don't say subconscious, I say plastic mind. Now, there's outer forces, but there's also, like I said before, and you can go back and watch this in previous videos. Check out the I Am Self video. I think the two videos that would be good for this would be the I Am Self video and the Conditioned Body video. Go back and look at those. There's also a flow from the divine that is our higher self and also God. Capital G. We're going to get into this too. Okay? Capital G. So that is what outer forces really are made of. That's how we experience them. Now, the question remains, are we just robots? Are we just vessels for outer forces to use and to carry out its mission in us? Are we just vectors like? Do we really have any free will? Do we create our life? To what extent do we create our life? These are questions in light of this idea of outer forces. A lot of us are doing things we're not aware of. A lot of us become aware of things that we're doing. How can we become aware of something if it wasn't already there? How can we become aware of a behavior that we're doing if we've not ever done the behavior before unconsciously? So the dawning of awareness is really the coming into heart space of outer forces in ourselves in this way. So that's going to end this video. Now, the next video, we're going to finish this up. All right. And we're going to answer those questions. How free are we? How do outer forces control us? If we're in a movie theater, for example, and they flash popcorn on the screen so fast we can't consciously see it, but we subconsciously see it, and we go buy popcorn, are we really free? That's an outer force, people. That's an outer force that's manipulating the cosmology, the universe. All right. So this is it for this video, and I will see you in the next video, and Happy New Year. Peace out.